Alright, hopefully we're good to go this time. Let me check just to make sure. Alright, hopefully we're good. Well, we're going to get on with the intro. I'll try that again. Hopefully we don't have any mic issues going forward. If we do, let me know so I can try to get to the bottom of it before we actually get into this race, because this is now our third attempt at trying to get this going. For whatever reason, we're having some mic issues, audio issues for today's race. But nevertheless... Nope, not what I wanted to do. Give me 1 second. I think it's better. Is it crackling at all though? Because I think it was crackling on my end still. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, I think we're all right. I don't know why it was crackling as bad as it was before, but we seem to be okay now. All right. Well, enough of that. Darren Dill, R6, welcome to the stream. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 2 of the playoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series side of things on NASCAR Heat 5, as we're about to get going here today after practice and qualifying. A little bit of testing as well, just to make sure the car is tuned, ready to go for this 400-lap race at the Richmond Raceway tonight. Coming into this race, Ryan Blaney coming off a DNF a couple days ago at Darlington. In fact, last Friday at Darlington. So without further ado, we're going to hop on into this one. No clue who is on the pole right now, because I did session qualifying. We only made it to the second round. As you see, Ryan Blaney qualified 15th for today's race. And currently comes in 46 points above the cutoff line after that DNF. So pretty much any sort of giant buffer is gone. There's a little bit of a points cushion. If we run mediocre these next 2 races, we're not going to make it into the round of 12. But as long as we score a lot of stage points and at least have a top 10 finish, I think we'll be all right. We'll see how this race is going to go, though, here today, first and foremost at Richmond. Obviously, everybody wants to win because you don't want to wait until the last second, especially knowing that the Bristol Night race is the next race. That could be chaotic, as we all know. Ethan, welcome to the stream as well. So here we go for today's race. Now there's no game audio. So we went from a crackling mic to 0 game audio. I'm not going to try to fix it, because last time we tried to fix that, the game just... Or not the game itself, but the stream just disconnected, so... that's unfortunate. Wait, hang on. It might just be on my end. We might actually have game audio. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section if there is any game audio. Nope, there is. Okay, never mind. Green flag back in the air. My TP was muted, that's all. Oh, jeez. What an idiot. Green flag in the air here at Richmond. Matt DiBenedetto leads the field to the green flag, and it looks like he's going to lead lap 1 here in today's race. Only 80 laps in the opening stage. Look at Timmy Hill up in the top 15 in the early going. Oh, Timmy gets sideways. Blaney tried to check up. A little contact there with Logano. Blaney, pretty significant contact, in fact, with Joey Logano. Opening couple lap accident here. Darlington, we had a caution on lap 1. Lap 2 caution here at Richmond. Timmy Hill got into the wall. He couldn't save it. Logano looked like he had it saved until Blaney ran into the back of him. That just got really sloppy all of a sudden. These playoff races in general have just been sloppy right from the get-go. Unbelievable. Kurt Busch was on the pole. Okay. So Kurt Busch was on the pole. Matt DiBenedetto did lead lap 1 and currently leads now. I didn't see who got the start on the pole because I was having audio issues on my end again, but Everything's all fixed now. So Timmy Hill loses quite a few spots. Logano loses a couple. And we'll try this again. Green flag back in the air as DiBenedetto will lead the field to the green. Four wide right from the get-go as Blaney jumps down to the inside about as quickly as he could have. Everybody continues to try and file in line. Blaney trying to get underneath Brad Keselowski. Now for position. Not going to get there either. Three wide. Stenhouse to the inside of the two Penske cars here. Blaney stuck in the middle. Trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Couldn't quite do it that time. Stenhouse still there. He does clear Keselowski on the outside. And here comes Christopher Bell now as well. Almost some contact there. Blaney's trying to race clean, especially with how sloppy that last race was. Not only for him, but just the race in general in the Southern 500 as well. Starting off today's race with a caution on lap 2 obviously doesn't help. Oh, car's in the wall. Keselowski got in the wall. A little contact with fellow playoff driver William Byron. Looks like Brad K's got a little bit of damage to the right front of that race car now. They were 4 wide off the exit of turn 2 that last lap, and that's what caused that. Now Blaney drifts way up the track. Harvick will take over the spot. Elliott looking underneath him. Blaney tried to block, couldn't do it. Tried to get to the bottom, but he really can't clear the 9 of Elliott there. Wow, Suarez almost ran into the back of Blaney. Now he gives him a little tap on the left rear. In all fairness, Blaney kind of came down right in front of him. He didn't have him cleared. Again, this opening stage is the shortest stage of the 3 here tonight. 80 laps in length. The next 2 will be well over 100 laps in length. So no pit stops having to come in this first stage. Scheduled at least. Blaney just shot off of turn 4 to clear Chase Elliott for position now. Kyle Busch to the lead here at Richmond. He's been very good here at Richmond in his career. Though more notably, that was in the late 2000s, early 2010s when he was having that success, or at least the primary success in his career at Richmond, but he's still a very solid short track racer, one of the best in NASCAR today. We saw Dale Jr. struggle for speed in the Xfinity race yesterday. Ryan Blaney looks like he's got a little bit more speed than what Jr. had in the Xfinity race yesterday. Jr. did get the win on some tire strategy late, though. And Kurt Busch now is going to lead his first lap of the race. Started on the pole, but was not able to lead lap 1. He must have got tight into turn 1 that allowed DiBenedetto to take the lead underneath him. But nevertheless, Curtis found his way back at the front of the field. Despite the early caution with multiple cars involved, all 40 cars are still on the racetrack. And for now, on the lead lap until we get a little further into this green flag run. Blaney barely clears Kenseth off of turn 4. Kenseth looked to maybe cross him back over, but he couldn't get the power down. A lot of non-playoff drivers running inside the top 10 right now. DiBenedetto up towards the front of the field has already led some laps today. Led the first lap of the race. Qualified well. Clint Boyer right there in 7th. Daniel Suarez trying to get up to 9th place on Matt Kenseth. Those three all non-playoff drivers qualified pretty well. DiBenedetto, though, quickly falling back to 6th all of a sudden. I think some of these faster cars might have qualified a little bit further back, and that is what you're seeing right now. So those guys start to charge forward, and the slower cars that might have qualified a little bit better start to slowly fade back through the field. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. Wow, Eric Almirola at 40th right now. Not where he needs to be running if he wants to have a shot to make it to the round of 12. Already a lap down as well. He is way off the pace. Blaney makes a pass on DiBenedetto, affiliated teammate there for 6th. By the way, for anybody that was watching the first attempt at the stream, I'm going to delete that. It was just nothing but like crackling audio the whole time. I don't know what was going on there. Luckily, we only got a couple minutes into it. For you guys in the chat, warn me of the situation. Oh, Busch almost got into Austin Dillon off of turn 4. He was squeezed 3 wide as Newman tried to make a move to the bottom, and now he's still 3 wide in the middle. Blaney gets around him. Truex gets around him. Blaney up to 4th. Kevin Harvick looks really fast in that 4 car as well. Trying to perhaps go for his 3rd win of the year here tonight. Looks really fast. He really charged up through the field. Oh, Gahn got loose right in front of Newman, and that allowed... Oh, Truex got underneath Newman for position. Blaney bounced off the wall off of turn 2. Truex in that 19 car looks really fast as well, as he is all over the back of Blaney after he made that mistake off of turn 2. Battle for 3rd there. Kurt Busch, meanwhile, with about a 3-second lead over Kevin Harvick. He's really getting through the lap traffic a lot better than everybody else. Harvick is slowly closing the gap on Kurt Busch. Truex is losing ground. He's back to 5th again as Newman got around him that last lap. That traffic going to be a factor all day long, as usually is on short tracks. Blaney to the inside of Harvick. Joey Gase held him up. Blaney trying to trap him behind Gase. Harvick goes all the way to the outside. Oh! You got trouble off of turn 4. Bobby Carter right in the middle of the racetrack. Back of his car severely damaged. A little contact between LaJoie and Blaney as they try to get through. I'm surprised there's no caution. No caution. We stay green. That allows Blaney to get around Harvick for 2nd place, though. Harvick loses about an extra second, and Kurt Busch all of a sudden is only a 1.5 seconds ahead as his gap has been chopped in half. So as Bobby Carter tries to nurse it to pit road, I think he missed the pits too. He's still on the racetrack. We still got guys checking up. And now Blaney's all over the back of Kurt Busch for the lead into turn 1. He's got him. Kurt Busch, though, trying to cross over. Battle not over yet. Blaney blocks into turn 3. And he's going to hang on, barely. Blaney's just led his first lap of the night now, after problems with Bobby Carter. I'm not sure why there wasn't a caution. He was so slow, and so many drivers were scattering all over the front stretch to miss him when they were already too wide. And Kurt Busch's 3-second lead evaporated so quickly because of it. In a matter of laps. BJ McLeod checking out behind Johnson now. Blaney got in the back of him, and now he spins his tires a little more, and there was more contact. McLeod's really struggling with the handling of his car. Slid it again in turns 3 and 4. Blaney trying to get around him. BJ still trying to make a move on Johnson, but he obviously doesn't have the handling in his car. Now they're 3 wide. McLeod's still loose. Still trying to stay underneath the 48. Now the one of Kurt Busch is there. Well, Logano's really faded after that early incident. Back in the 21st position right now, former winner here at Richmond. Bowman in 20th. Ooh, a little contact there. Cars have been sliding around all over the place here today. Saw that quite a bit yesterday. For whatever reason, I feel like our setup in the Cup Series works a lot better than what I did in the truck and Xfinity race when I did the custom setups here, because for whatever reason, the AI seems to be a little bit off compared to what they are in the other 2 series. Either that or they're normal in this and they just are just sped up in the Xfinity or in trucks. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but Blaney was able to get to the lead a lot quicker than what we saw in those 2 races this season. Tyler Reddick's got a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if that's from the opening accident tonight or if that was from Bobby Carter being slow. We did see a damage to the back of the 73 car of Carter, so I don't know if he might have gotten turned by somebody, or maybe he just got ran into the back of because they didn't throw the caution, because that is definitely possible too. We saw the damage before Blaney had even approached him the first time. A lot of playoff drivers already going a lap down. How about Daniel Suarez has jumped into the top 5, up to 4, just got around Ryan Newman. It's almost 4 seconds behind Harvick in 3rd, though. Top 2 still staying with one another. Kurt Busch is keeping pace with Blaney right now, even though Ryan took the lead about 10 to 15 laps ago. Right at lap 32, Blaney was able to get to the lead. Hamlin going to go lap down now. Keselowski's already got a win in the round. We'll probably let Blaney go without a fight. He's just racing for playoff points these next couple of races. If anybody watching right now can, or I should say anybody in the comments section right now, let me know if the video itself was choppy, because it looks like it's pretty choppy on my end. Slasher God, welcome to the stream. Yep, Daniel Suarez having a really good run. Not in the playoffs, looking to maybe pull off a huge upset today and make these other 15 drivers have to battle it out once more at Bristol, not giving anybody a little bit of layaway, as there is a huge moment there off of turn 2 with Blaney. Got really loose. Over 40 laps on these tires. Again, this is an older surface too at Richmond. By short track standards especially. Some drivers and some fans alike would say that this track is kind of due for a repave. Been a long while since the last one here at Richmond. Loud and clear, alright. Well, I mean the video itself, not the audio. I think we've got that figured out. The video itself, like the actual like frame by frame, looks kind of choppy on my end, but that could just be my laptop though too. So I don't know. Probably need a software update or something. I'll have to check after the stream's over. Kurt Busch still hanging in there, about a second and a half off the lead. A lot of drivers have gone a lap down here in stage 1. We had that one lone caution back on lap number 2. That has been the only caution thus far through the first 50 laps of tonight's race. So we got 400 laps at Richmond today. Then we've got 500 laps at Bristol tomorrow night for the Bristol night race. That's 900 laps of racing on NASCAR Heat 5 we're going to have, not counting qualifying or practice or a test session that I'm doing to try and find a custom setup. I mean, we're probably going to be running upwards of like nearly 1,000 laps by the end of these next 48 hours. That's just insane. Alright, that's good to see. Thanks, Darren and Andrew. Well, you're in 11th now, about to go a lap down. Kurt Busch did not have a good run himself at Darlington as well. Ran into trouble a little bit earlier in the race and just never really could get a solid run going for him. So it's good to see him in second place early on today. Maybe he could score a lot of stage points along the way and help him out. It's the 10th place car of Matt Kenseth now. Boy, Blaney is just hauling this long run. Oh, Kenseth. Now he almost got into the side of McLeod. Blaney goes 3 wide to the bottom into 1 underneath Preece and Gahn. Kenseth stuck in the middle, scrambling around as he's lost his lap now, and he's first driver 1 lap down in that 10th spot. And Almirola really needs something to go his way today because he is not showing any speed at all. It's going to put him in a hole going into Bristol. Maybe a must-win situation if things don't go right here. Almirola had a lot more of his luck at the very beginning of the season. He won at Atlanta. That is the reason he is in the playoffs. He would have pointed his way in even without that win, but he finished outside the top 10 in the actual point standings at the end of the regular season, and only having that 1 win this year, not a lot of playoff points coming in as well, and really just not a lot of great runs in the second half of the regular season. As far as the skylight goes around the racetrack here, you can tell a little bit of sun still peeking out, but that will be completely gone by the time we get into the final stage. Maybe even stage 2, it might be completely dark by that time as well. Good possibility that that will be the case. 20 to go, stage 1. Now, playoff points are also still awarded in the playoffs itself for winning stages and winning the races until you get into the round of 8 at least. So for the round of 12 and the round of 16, that's why it is still worth running these next couple races for Keselowski. Even though he's already locked into the next round, you never know, he could click off another win. He has won a couple times in his career at Bristol. Not as much success at Richmond, but you never know, he can turn things around. Running just outside the top 10. In stage 1 at least.
Careful, still there.
Oh, Blaney drove it in there hard. Quickly getting around Chase Elliott. Again, Blaney just trying to lap as many drivers as he can to the end of the stage. There's Kyle Busch in 8th in danger of going a lap down. Kurt Busch is pulling away from Kevin Harvick. He's nearly 6 seconds ahead of him. It's crazy. Almirola is just as slow, if not slower, than the back marker cars today. Hamlin just about ran right in the back of him off of turn 2 a half a lap ago. Blaney just shot to the inside of Gone. Brendan was just able to stay high enough and let him go. Taking his line away there. So Bobby Carter's the lone driver out of the race. One caution, back on lap 2 though. Looked like he might have either had an engine failure or gotten in an accident, maybe backed it into the wall or something. That ended his day. Had damage to the back of his race car, but again, there wasn't a caution for it, which is very strange. Definitely something that could have brought a caution. Blaney wants to see this run caution-free because he's pretty much got the stage 1 locked up as long as we don't get a late stage restart here. It's going to take about 20 to 30 laps for that car to wound back up on the long run. Martin Truex Jr. in 5th is in danger of going a lap down. I mean, we might only have 3 drivers on the lead lap by the end of the stage. I think Suarez might be in danger as well of going a lap down in these next 10 laps. Little tap. Going to cost both drivers a little bit of time there. Truex now trying to block. Oh, Blaney flipped the apron. That car wanted to slide right around. He was able to catch him before that happened. As well, he kept it off of the 00 who was just outside of him and had him running him. Not a lot of room to race for Blaney there. Truex is hanging on for dear life. He's still got a lot of line of cars right in front of him that are all a lap down. Blaney now tries to go high. Now he's stuck behind Priest. Oh, a little door bang there. Truex gets sideways in the center of the corner. And now Blaney got sideways too on corner exit. Cars just sliding around everywhere on these old tires. Now 4 drivers on the lead lap. 7 to go, stage 1. Car's pretty banged up for only having one stage of racing under it. Should be 5 seconds or less of damage that can be repaired under our 5-second damage clock here on NASCAR Heat 5, so shouldn't be an issue there. Where to go, stage 1. Well, now if we get a caution, they're not going to be able to get lined back up before the end of the stage, so that would end it prematurely. We've seen that quite a few times this season. That's just the way the game's programmed for whatever reason. Seem to have a lot of cautions at the tail end of a stage. There's Daniel Suarez in the 96. Trying to get that first career win here tonight. Non-playoff driver, but go a long way in cementing his young career in the Cup Series. 2 more laps for Blaney to catch him to try and put him a lap down. If he doesn't go a lap down, Martin Truex Jr. looks like he's going to get the free pass in 5th at the stage break. Suarez is caught behind a couple lap cars. Blaney's charging hard. Suarez is another, or sorry, I should say Truex is another playoff driver, so he wants to keep him back as far as possible. Harvick's going to be all right. He's about 5 seconds ahead of these guys. Suarez on the inside, a lot of lap cars to the outside, letting him go. Blaney slides off in turn 2, driving it hard now into 3. 3 wide. Suarez tries to hang on. Blaney sliding all the way through the corner, and he couldn't quite get to him. Ryan Blaney wins stage 1 at Richmond. Suarez hangs on to finish on the lead lap. That was a handful in that last corner through 3 and 4. My goodness. I can't believe how far he was drifting all around the corner. Basically drifted from the entrance of turn 3 to the exit of turn 4. But Blaney will win stage 1 after a 75-lap green flag run to end the stage. After that caution on lap 2. So that definitely helped him pull away with quite a big lead. So 2 seconds worth of damage that was accumulated there as well. And there's a look at all the drivers getting stage points here. Blaney with the stage win, followed by Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Suarez, Truex, the top 5. Then Custer, Newman, Kyle Busch, DiBenedetto, and Kenseth, the top 10. So, yeah, it did get a little darker, but it's not completely dark after the first 80 laps of the race, so that will change from stage 2 to stage 3. Oh, wow, Kurt Busch spins his tires on the restart. Harvick and his crew goes from 3rd to 1st on pit road. He'll restart from the lead. Blaney now to the inside, looking for the lead himself on the 4 car of Harvick. And Harvick gets the drive off of turn 2. Now he goes high into turns 3 and 4. Look at Custer on the bottom trying to get back on the lead lap. So Harvick leads for the moment. Look at Bubba Wallace driving into the top 10 now. Harvick trying to cross over his teammate Custer to put him a lap down again. DiBenedetto as well trying to fight to get back on the lead lap. If not, trying to get alongside Custer to get the free pass. Custer going to try to cross Harvick over after Harvick just crossed him over. He just ran his fastest lap of the race that last time by. Big run. Harvick still stuck on the outside as DiBenedetto is underneath him. Harvick trying to hang in there. Blaney's trying to close the gap. Now Blaney washes up the track a little bit. Kurt Busch running to the outside. He seems to have the fastest short run car today, but now having a fast pit stop as well as Blaney. Harvick's crew just definitely won him at race off pit road. Now they're side by side in front of Harvick between DiBenedetto and Custer, as Kurt Busch made a little contact with the right rear of Blaney's car. Harvick trying to get back underneath Custer and DiBenedetto. Seems like Blaney's a little faster in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, the car just can't quite stick to the bottom of the track as well as it does 1 and 2. A lot of that has to do, it's a lot sharper angle into turn 3 than what it is turn 1. You have that very straight back straightaway versus the curved front stretch. Kind of makes a big difference with the angling and the braking getting into the corner. And Harvick again has lapped DiBenedetto and Custer. And for Bubba Wallace, that just adds to more non-playoff drivers in the top 10. Same goes for Cole Custer. These non-playoff drivers having a showing here tonight. Custer goes high. DiBenedetto to the bottom, so they transfer lanes. Kurt Busch all over the back of Blaney for second still. Suarez has been non-existent on the restart as well. He's been in 4th place the whole time, but didn't take off as well as the top 3. I think he got stuck behind Kurt Busch, who spun his tires, and that seemingly hurt Suarez worse than it hurt Busch. Blaney will get around DiBenedetto and Custer. Kurt Busch got around Custer. He's still working on Matty D in the 21. Ten people currently watching here tonight. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers here. Trying to get there by the middle of February, which would be the 1-year anniversary of the channel. And Busch to the inside. Blaney washes up the track again in 3 and 4. We've seen him do it time and time again during the course of this run. But Blaney's good in 1 and 2. He might be able to cross him back over. Kurt gives him plenty of room to do it. And he will get him back. Clears him easily off of turn 2. Kurt probably shouldn't have given him quite that much room. Stays on the outside again. That's definitely fair, Andrew. Heck, I mean, I don't even think Gaunt Brothers Racing's returning next year. I believe they're the only non-charter team that actually ran the full season this year. Of course, he missed the Daytona 500. Showed up, of course, for the weekend, but did not make the actual show. Crashed out in the qualifying race. I wonder how many laps down Eric Almirola is already. It's insane, though, because if you think about it, too, the other 3 Stewart-Haas Fords are in the top 10, or at least right around it. Boyer was in 11th last we saw. Custer's in the top 10. Harvick's leading. But Eric Almirola, I mean, he's got 0 speed. I mean, 0 speed here tonight. Saying how that doesn't transfer, but I guess it's the same for the Penske cars, knowing that Keselowski's been outside the top 10, barely, and Logano's been right around 20th, versus Blaney won stage 1, he's running second currently. Very odd race up to this point. Just with who's running where. Busch not looking as strong as he did in stage 1. He still finished second. He's still running third right now, obviously having a great run. Nevertheless, he came in with not a lot of playoff points, also didn't run well at Darlington, so he needs a really solid run today. He comes in barely below the cutoff line. 9 stage points in stage 1 is a very good start. Boy, if he can go to victory lane for the first time this season today, that would be a big, big win for Kurt Busch. Well, it's not NASCAR's decision to add and drop manufacturers. They kind of come and go as the manufacturers themselves please. If they don't feel like they want to be in the sport, they won't. And oh boy. Well, he got in the back of Austin Dillon, and Dillon got quite a bit sideways there, but he's still losing ground to Harvick. Dodge dropped out of NASCAR. I don't know exactly what year it was because I think there were still some back marker cars that were racing Dodges in the early 2010s, mid 2010s. But as far as a lot of the bigger teams, the last I remember was Keselowski winning a championship in Dodge in 2012, and the next season they were running Fords with the next gen car. But I think there was still some back markers. I still think there were some truck and Xfinity teams at the time, too, that were running Dodges. They just kind of disappeared. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Blaney again trying to run down Harvick. He's less than a second off the lead. Kurt Busch is about 4 seconds back now. A little over 4 seconds off the lead. Suarez has fallen to 8 seconds back, and Truex, who got the free pass, is about 14 seconds off the lead. But Kevin Harvick, been like the top dog here in stage number 2. He's led every lap of the second stage up to this point. After a fast pit stop, they gave him the track position on the last restart. Blaney's crew, and as well as Kurt Busch's, they're definitely going to have to pick up the pace on pit road. Wow, Reddick got loose, barely kept it off Johnson. 3 wide underneath him goes Blaney, and we have another caution. Second caution of the night as Kevin Harvick continues to lead here at Richmond. Ryan Newman will get the free pass. He'll be back on the lead lap at the next restart, and pit stops will be coming for the second time today and the first time in stage 2. These guys still won't make it on field to the end of the stage, so it won't be the final stop. But this older surface and already having just over 30 laps ran on these tires, looks like they're all going to replace them. And it looks like Clint Boyer brought out the caution. Unless either that or he's taking the wave around. Tough to tell for sure. He was running in 10th place. That is going to be a bummer for Boyer if he's out of this race because he was running very good. He hasn't had a great season. Yeah, so he did take the wave around. All right. Harvick wins the race off pit road once again, and the green flag will be back in the air. Kurt Busch loses another spot on pit road. That team has really dropped the ball in the pits, and look at the restart Truex got. He goes from 5th to 2nd. He restarted behind Suarez, and Suarez restarted 3rd. Benedetto just kind of followed the 19, and the 4 and the 19 just got shot out of a cannon on that opening lap of the restart. Now Truex is going for the lead. They're 3x3 through the field off of turn 2. Suarez up to 4th. Now he gets around Kurt Busch. Truex drifts high into turns 3 and 4. Blaney trying to block the 96 car. Benedetto, he took off on the last restart, got back on the lead lap for a couple laps. Takes off on this one as well. We saw him lead laps at the very start of the race as well, so he definitely is one of those drivers getting a great launch on these restarts. And he tried to cross over Cole Custer, and Custer didn't give him a lot of room as he's trying to make it pass himself on the 21. Chase Elliott trying to follow the 21 and the 41. It's a battle then for the free pass position. I don't know if it's Nathan Staten or Nathan Satan, but welcome to the stream. Oh, wow, Elliott crammed in the middle. Keselowski underneath him. Cardo is outside of DiBenedetto. Oh, still moving back. The one transferred to the bottom very drastically, and Elliott's still stuck in the middle. So did the 96 of Suarez after Kurt Busch made the pass on Daniel for 4th. Look at how far ahead Harvick pulled away on this restart. Blaney was hanging with them within a second and a half or so on that last green flag run, and he's about 3.5 seconds off the lead on this run now. Even Truex kind of took off. Track position definitely paying dividends here, even at Richmond. Harvick now over 4 seconds ahead of third, at least 2 seconds ahead of Truex. Kurt Busch looked like he had the stronger car, at least on the short run, and now Harvick is just taking over as the overall fastest car. It looks like here in stage number 2. He's led every lap so far of the second stage. It is a 160 lap stage at that as well. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago when we had 300 subs. I guess it just depends on who you ask. It's been at least a few months. Thanks for being in it, though, for the long haul. Appreciate it. We'll probably go back to streaming at least a little bit later start times here, starting probably next week. Or at least early in the week, until we get to about Christmas time. It just seems like the viewership has gone down since we've been doing these streams at right around 5 o'clock. So I'll try to push them back a little bit later. It's just, it's harder to do cup races during the week when I do that. That's the only problem with it. Because they already take 2.5 to 3 hours. So if I started at 7, 8 o'clock, I know I'm not going to get done till like 9, 10 o'clock. But if that's what it's going to take to get the viewership back up and get more of you guys back in here and available to watch the races, then I'm willing to do it. So be aware of that going forward, because it's just something I noticed, because we were getting like 20 to 30 people consistently, you know, every race, whether it was a truck Xfinity or cup race. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what game it was until I started streaming a little earlier when my availability became a little earlier, and it's kind of hurt the viewership over the last probably about a month or so. I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks. Especially with it being the off season too. Not like there's a lot going on, I'm sure, for any of us in the winter. Probably stuck inside all day when you are having a little bit of free time, I'm sure. So we'll see if the viewership starts to go back up from that, and then I guess I'll make the final final determination. Another reason I went with an earlier start time too is because I figured that other streamers, especially in the NASCAR aspect of things, they usually stream anywhere between 7 to 9 o'clock. So I felt like there was I felt like there would have been more availability for new viewers to come in at this time, because I figured they were going to be off watching somebody else anyway. So I figured I'd try it. There's a trial period for these 4 or 5 weeks or so. And kind of hurt it a little bit. Our subscriber count kind of stalled out too, so we'll get back going the way things used to be, at least with time-wise. Not going to have them quite as late as I was sometimes, but that's because I'm not getting home at like 8:30 at night, 8 o'clock at night either. So that was rough. Oh yeah, for sure. We're still going to have the NASCAR content. Yeah, always. Always. Yeah, that's not changing. I just mean as far as the start times, we'll probably just go back to the way things were before 4 or 5 weeks ago. Probably start them right around 7 o'clock. 7, 8 o'clock usually. We'll probably start the truck and Xfinity races at 8 because they'll get done in an hour and a half. Tops. The Cup races, we'll probably start them at 7. I'll probably still do afternoon streams on the weekends just because the viewership there seems to be about the same for the most part when we do the mid-afternoon streams like we were doing on the weekends before. But as far as the during the week streams go, yeah, I'll probably push it back to about 7, 8 o'clock start times. I'll notify you guys the day before, obviously, what time we'll be going live, but also until I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can't post actual posts and messages on YouTube. So the only way that you guys can find out is by either tuning in the day of the stream, the day before, to find out when the next stream start time is, as well as looking on the channel. I'll have the entire week seems like that's helped a little bit as well. Meanwhile, the gap has closed. It was just over 4 seconds. Kevin Harvick was ahead of Blaney when Blaney was in third. Blaney was able to get around Martin Truex Jr. a couple laps ago. And Kurt Busch has jumped back into third as well, getting around Truex. Blaney now just a couple car lengths behind Kevin Harvick for the lead. Here we go. Should get a Twitter account. I did have one originally, and then for whatever reason, I couldn't get logged back into it. So I kind of started up an Instagram, but yeah, I'll probably try to go back to having another Twitter account here pretty soon. I don't know what the reason was for that. See, the problem is, too, is it's still up there. Like, I can still view it, but for whatever reason, I can't get logged back into it. And I try to reset the password and everything. For whatever reason, it's just not working. So it's got to do with something on Twitter's end there. So I think I started up right around when I went to the Bristol All-Star race. I had a couple posts, and that was it. But yeah. By the way, link to that for Instagram, at least, will be in the description after the video. Again, when we trialed this the first time, I had everything in the description ready to go, so at the end of the stream, I'll go back in and put everything in the description. I want to get this restarted as quick as possible because I know you guys were waiting because of our technical difficulties from before, and that usually takes me about 5 minutes to put everything in, so... okay, 5 minutes is a little exaggeration. It takes me a couple extra minutes. I didn't feel like typing everything back up again, so... For whatever reason, it didn't save and transfer. Big run to the inside, into turn 1. Blaney to the lead as he makes the pass on Kevin Harvick. Harvick's led every lap of Stage 2 up to this point. 61 laps, that is. Blaney will lead the 62nd of the stage this time by. We'll see if Harvick can stick with him. We saw in Stage 1, Kurt Busch stuck with Blaney despite Blaney getting around him at a certain point in time. And he was able to keep that gap within about a second to a second and a half for about 20 to 30 laps. Then he started to fade. Blaney got caught behind David Reagan. Harvick is closing that gap back. He might be able to get back around him. Looking low, couldn't get the drive off turn 4 though. It could have gotten hacked. It's weird that it would have gotten hacked though too, because I just started it, so I probably only had like 10 followers. I literally only had it for like maybe a day or two, and it just, like, I couldn't get logged back in for whatever reason. Well, a couple laps after Blaney takes the lead, we get another caution. It's our third of the race. About 87 to go in the stage. Oh, wow, Quinn, how heavy impact. The inside retaining wall, it looked like, in turns 1 and 2. So another lap car is going to bring out the caution. Going to see pit stops once again. No adjustments. 4 fresh tires coming, though. A couple guys going to take the wave around, it looks like. Bowman, Kenseth, Hamlin. Free pass will go to Cole Custer. Yeah, I could do. I'll probably do that strictly for. I'll probably just have the Twitter strictly for the channel and the channel only, because my Instagram's not like that. Like, I'll post some stuff with the channel, but it's not all channel related either. Green flag back in the air. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing then. I'm gonna have multiple social media accounts. So Blaney's crew wins the race up pit road for the first time tonight. Gets a great launch. We saw what that track position was able to do for Harvick. And Kurt Busch with a great run to the inside, and he is trying to go for second on Harvick, but Harvick's holding him tight. Blaney trying to keep the track position at the front. Moves up just a tad in front of Harvick. Kurt Busch to the lead for the first time since stage 1. Kyle Busch in the free pass position, currently in 8th, trying to get back on the lead lap. He goes a little high. Blaney to the middle, Harvick to the inside, and Harvick back to second place now as he tries to take a run at the 1 of Busch. I did see that. We should be able to go the rest of the race, though. Or, okay, just to be safe, I'll change the controller at the end of the stage. Oh, wow. Blaney barely keeping it off Suarez, and now they battle for third. Boyer goes extremely high. Blaney trying to stay right on the left here. Suarez trying to keep pace with him. Harvick looks really fast even in second place right now. It's going to be tough to pass the leader with the clean air. It took a couple laps for Busch to get around Blaney. Oh, there's a little contact between the 96 and the 12, and now Suarez gets loose, and he keeps it off the wall, back down the track. Elliott misses him to the inside. Stenhouse missed him to the outside, and we stay green. Big save by Suarez. Battle for the lead now. Harvick looks low on Busch. Ducks in line behind him down the back straightaway. Blaney's trying to shake off Martin Truex Jr. Now he gets tight into turns 3 and 4. Truex to the inside and takes over third. Harvick lost a lot of ground off of 4. Busch was able to pull him down the front stretch. Blaney trying to cross over the 19 of Truex. Here comes Newman to the inside. He's on the lead lap 2. 3 wide now for third. Wow, look at these cars just sliding into turn 3. Blaney trying to keep it off the 19. Couldn't do it there. Blaney got really tight into 3. Barely kept it off the 19. And now the 2. His teammate of Keselowski trying to get around him. Not for position though. Newman caught behind Boyer. Not sure exactly when I'm using the steering wheel again. I think I'll be using it for Las Vegas and all 3 series if I'm not mistaken. passes right back there on Keselowski now. Kurt Busch still leads over Harvick. Truex got really loose, almost tagged the wall in 3 and 4, went way up the track. Another reason why I haven't been using the steering wheel on top of what I usually say is that I alternated back and forth. It's a lot easier for me to do these realistic commentary. The realistic commentary with these full race live streams is with the controller. But also the camera angle of where I've got it set up, because when I'm playing on my PS4, I use the Elgato game capture application. So that's what I use to stream when I'm using this. When I'm using my PS2, that's when I'm using OBS when we're doing the NASCAR Thunder 04 streams. But anyway, the cameras I've been using are either my laptop or my phone, and really it just depends on how much battery life my phone has, because I can't reach it from a charger to where I have it set up. So if my phone doesn't have enough battery in it to make it a whole race, then I play it safe with the camera and I just use my laptop. So I'm using my laptop's camera tonight, for instance, and where I have it set up is right behind the steering wheel. Like, I have nowhere else to really put it right now. So unless I actually get a legitimate camera, which hopefully for Christmas, somebody somewhere can get me one, that will help out a ton. It'll also help out with how clear the lens will be. It'll be a lot brighter. I can't really change the brightness of it much without it looking way off. And he makes a pass for third on Ryan Newman in turns 1 and 2. Made that look easy. Didn't take him long. Newman just trying to get the outside to work. Now he moves back to the bottom behind Blaney. Suarez is challenging back on Truex as he takes over the 5th position back there. 67 laps to go in stage number 2. As far as Clint Boyer being in the broadcast booth, I wasn't really calling for him to be in the broadcast booth. I feel like most other NASCAR fans alike were kind of urging him to get in the booth when he retired. And the only reason is I just hope he takes it serious enough. Because we'll have the comedic relief, yes, and I thought his commentary worked perfectly for the Pro Invitational Series when they did the iRacing. I thought it was perfect fit for him to do that because it was basically a simulator. It's a video game, so it's not meant to take as seriously as a real NASCAR race, and especially NASCAR being the top level of motorsports in America as far as most watch and all that goes. You want it to be taken seriously and have fun at the same time, and I hope he's able to balance both out. We'll have to see how it'll be. I have my skeptics with it for sure. We'll see how it'll work. And that's something I think Darrell Waltrip actually did a pretty good job of doing. Yeah, he was kind of corny, some of the time, obviously, as we remember. But at the same time, he knew when to be serious when he had to be serious. And he was just having fun doing it. And I hope Boyer can bring off that kind of aspect with the broadcasting side of things. So now that Harvick has lost that track position, he has not looked the same and not able to pull ahead as much. Kurt Busch, first time he's led since stage 1, he's looking just like he did in stage 1. Got out to a big advantage. Everybody else trying to run him back down, not really struggling in the lap. Traffic, 4 wide! Harvick split up the middle between the traffic. Blaney shot to the bottom. Harvick still stuck in the middle, 3 wide. And Blaney just flies by for second place. It looked like Bowman got in the back of Chad Fincham there. Kurt's still got a 3-second lead. some Xfinity Series races last year that he called that were excellent, that he did a great job. And there were some I watched that it was kind of like, okay, Clint, you can settle down now. So I think he just has to balance it a little better. And honestly, it'll come with time. I don't expect him to knock it out of the park year one. It's hard for a lot of people to do that. But by the end of year two, I feel like if he doesn't have it down, he's kind of, might be time to try and figure something else out. I'm still upset that Larry McReynolds isn't in the booth because he was, much like Darrell Waltrip, was able to really compensate for both. He was more serious than Waltrip was majority of the time, but again, he brought the excitement level, which is there. And I think that's what Fox is going with by putting Boyer in the booth, is the excitement level of stuff. But you don't want it to get like overly, you want the race to fix itself out. You want the race to play itself out, not try to like pre-predict it and get as excited about it. I think that's the one critique I have with Rick Allen, is he does a better job than most people think he does. He stumbles over his speech more often than not, it seems. Well, okay, that's a little rude, but he stumbles over his speech probably more so than what people want. But, you know, people make mistakes. I make mistakes. I do the same thing on these streams. I'm just not in a broader, sense. It's not nationally televised that people aren't seeing the little critiqueness and the little mistakes that I'm making every time I broadcast in one of these streams. Anyway, caution's out for the fourth time tonight. Pit stops are happening for all but the top two. Kurt Busch stays out of the pits. Kevin Harvick stays out of the pits. Everybody from third on back hits pit road. Interesting. Free pass goes to DiBenedetto. Green flag back in the air. Harvick really took off on the outside. Kurt Busch again kind of spun his tires on the bottom. And quickly Ryan Blaney with the fresh tires to the lead. But he's got fresh tires behind him still as well once Newman or Truex, maybe even Suarez, can get around the second and third place cars. Truex in the middle. Newman up to third. Harvick is really fading on the outside. Almost some contact between the 4 and the 96 off of turn 4. Yes, yeah, I thought Kurt Busch knocked it out of the park this year with the calls on the Truck Series races he has. I look forward to him, maybe doing that once he retires, being a part of the Truck Series booth or, any NASCAR booth. I thought he did a fantastic job. Ryan Newman, the Rocket Man, to the lead for the first time here tonight now at Richmond. Look at Cole Custer up to third place. Custer is taking a shot now. He wants to go for second on Blaney. Loose off turn 2 that time. Newman goes high now into turns 3 and 4. He may have gotten a little tight. Harvick really faded. He's back to about 6th place. Blaney is gaining on Newman. Meanwhile, it is Custer who does get to the inside of Ryan Blaney for position. Newman again goes high. Custer to second. Here comes Truex now trying to fight back. Blaney blocks him off. Custer for the lead to the inside. The rookie trying to get a win this season for the first time. And he has taken the lead off of turn 2 from Ryan Newman. A non-playoff driver nonetheless as well. Maybe looking for an upset here tonight. Suarez fighting back. He gets around Truex off of turn 4 now for 4th. Blaney back underneath the 6 of Newman for 2nd. Blaney got tight into 3 and 4. Barely kept it off Newman. 3 wide to the inside. Here comes Suarez, another non-playoff driver in the mix. 3 wide off into turn 1. That 96 looked really loose on the bottom, and now Boyer goes 3 wide, trying to follow Suarez. Blaney's got to let Boyer go. Still trying to get around Newman. He just can't quite work his way around him. It's taking him a little bit of time. Blaney finally clears Newman for 3rd. Boyer's kind of holding Blaney up now since he got around him. 3 wide, through 1 and 2. Blaney does get around Boyer, can't quite clear Suarez yet. Daniel stays on the outside. Turns 3 and 4, still side by side. Blaney barely clears Suarez off of turn 4. Blaney back to second with 43 laps to go in stage 2. Cole Custer again leading for the first time here tonight and looking for the win. By the way, Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. I know you were the one that commented on Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer there, but I don't think I acknowledged that you were the one that joined the stream. I may have. I honestly can't remember. If I didn't, I meant to, so welcome. Well, it's a little different role there, too, Andrew. You got to figure Kurt Busch isn't a play-by-play or a lap-by-lap guy, I guess, in NASCAR's aspect. It's a color commentating job. It's a little bit different way of trying to describe the things that are going on. Yeah, thanks, guys. Again, appreciate it. And that's another reason why I wanted to start the YouTube channel, because I saw what it was doing in the NASCAR aspects, that NASCAR themselves, you could tell, look at, you know, the YouTube channels out there that help the sport, you know, whether it's the more notable ones, well, especially the more notable ones, obviously Eric Estep, Iceberg. But they've reached out to him a couple times. I mean, you've seen even Eric Estep and Danny B on some NASCAR YouTube videos like that are actually on their channel throughout the course of a week. And I think that's pretty cool. So that's kind of like where I was going with, as far as I felt like this was a great avenue to get my first foot in the door as far as broadcasting goes, and trying to get my name out there. I feel like that's the right option. Obviously, I have the support from you guys, and you guys, you know, have my back every step of the way. So again, I greatly appreciate it. A big run through 1 and 2 by Blaney as he closes the gap on Custer. Oh man, almost made contact with him. I don't know how they didn't get together. Custer squeezed in the middle between Blaney and Austin Dillon as Blaney shot the gap to the inside. And 12 car now out in front off of turn 2 here at Richmond. Custer to second. Quinhoff going to let these guys battle it out still. So Blaney back out in front again here as we get later and later into stage 2. Just 33 more laps to go here. Yeah, exactly. And it works better, obviously, if they're newer, or not newer to the broadcast booth, but I should say newly retired. And that's something else that I think Boyer can bring in, is he's actually raced with the current package NASCAR has, for instance, on the 550 horsepower tracks. Jeff Gordon hasn't. And Gordon can explain so much about it, but he hasn't actually been in the car himself. With Boyer actually being in the car, I think that's where you can get the extra input there. And that's what worked so well with Darrell Waltrip, especially in the early 2000s, as well as Larry McReynolds. They were new as far as the broadcast booth went, but they were also newly retired at the time. McReynolds was obviously working. He was still crew chiefing for RCR in the late 2000s or the late 1990s. So when he came into the Fox booth in 2001 with Darrell Waltrip, obviously Darrell was racing up until 2000 full-time as well. So, you know, those kind of things went hand in hand there. They knew a lot about the equipment that was new to the equipment, too, that they could explain every little detail. And the same thing, I think that's another thing that played into effect with NBC's broadcast being a little bit better. Adding Dale Jr., Jeff Burton, newly retired drivers that have retired within the last handful of years, as well as Steve Letarte, too. Same aspect there. And they can provide more information than what Larry McReynolds, or as smart as Larry is, and he does a great job, you know, keeping up with every little detail. I just think it works a lot easier when you get those younger faces, the ones that are more relevant with the sport when they retired. It's just a better fit. They can explain it a lot easier, maybe a little bit better and broader to newer fans. I don't think it'd be bad at all. I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet, honestly. I think they're waiting to pull the trigger on it for kind of a special moment. Oh, at Daytona. Oh, I don't know about that. That'd be... Oh, wow. Yeah, there was some contact there. Blaney tried to keep it off. Stenhouse. Car was shaking back and forth on corner entry. Just ultimately couldn't fully keep it off of him. Custer's still somewhat sticking around. He's about 2.5 seconds back of Blaney. 25 laps to go in Stage 2. Blaney won Stage 1. Hasn't led a lot of laps in Stage 2. We've had a few more cautions. 4 cautions total in the race for incident. Only 1 in Stage 1 back on lap 2. We've had 3 of them alone in this stage. Oh boy. He rubbed up against the side of the 78 now. McLeod gets a little loose. Blaney was anticipating it and kind of let him go. Gave him plenty of room to save it. Barely kept it off the wall off turn 4. It's the first time he's really ran the outside all day. It was pretty much all the way around that last lap. It was only because the lap cars were on the inside. Obviously, the inside's got to be the preferred line here with this older surface at Richmond. Outside just does not grip up nearly as well as it used to. Trey, welcome to the stream. Kurt Busch is back in the top 5 despite being on older tires as well. Again, just goes to show how strong of a car he's got. And he's not far behind Ryan Newman in 4th either, and even Daniel Suarez is only about a second, maybe just less than a second ahead of Kurt Busch, and Suarez, again, having a great run in 3rd. I could see him doing a throwback at Darlington one of these years of Dale Sr. I mean, he has, but not of like the iconic, you know, black number 3 car. He has done some Dale Sr. throwbacks. I mean, didn't he just do one this year too? If I'm not mistaken. It just wasn't the, you know, what everybody kind of recognizes as far as Dale Earnhardt Sr. paint scheme, which would be the iconic black number 3, but we're waiting for it one of these days. We'll probably be able to pull it off. We'll pull the trigger on it. I think it's more of like a fan kind of thing, because I think they've wanted to do it. I believe they probably would have already done it. But I feel like the fan outlash of it, it's going to be so 50-50, because you're going to have a lot of, well, half the fans are probably going to love it, and half the fans are probably going to be like, no, you should have, you know, kept it the way it was or whatever. Just whatever. But, I mean, you can't please everybody with anything you do anymore, so that's just the way the world goes round nowadays. I sound like a boomer when I say that, but I really do mean it. Both for better and for worse. Canadian Bacon, welcome to the stream. Oh boy, Blaney did not get into turn 3 very well there. Thanks, Trey. Yeah, it definitely was an interesting race. A lot different from the race you're seeing today. Really, I mean, this race has played out really weird. We've seen a lot of not only non-playoff drivers, like you see Custer and Suarez up at the front of the field, but even like Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch, not a lot of like familiar faces you're used to seeing running up front consistently that have a shot to win here today, especially Kurt Busch. He's looked really fast. He's on a little bit older tires, obviously, so he didn't take off on the last restart. Really, the only usual suspects you've seen lead a decent amount of laps today is Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick. Again, they're both on the lead lap currently. 13 to go, stage 2. The race was definitely interesting last night, too. Junior just did not have a fast race car that could compete for the win, but the tire strategy definitely kind of played out in his favor there at the end of the race, with drivers not pitting and him coming to pit road on not one but 2 occasions late in the race. If it wasn't for that, it was going to be tough to tell if he was going to actually be able to win. We have had a pretty fun race, though, here today, despite the fact that Kevin Harvick better get going here. He is caught in just a swarm of lap traffic, and he is in danger of going a lap down here before long. Currently running 7th. Kurt Busch, meanwhile, up to 3rd. Truex back into the top 5. Newman is falling back to 6th if they would have pitted under the last yellow. And there's Truex as well, caught in lap traffic now. Newman slowly pulled back away from him. So Harvick's got to catch Truex just to get back in the free pass position. Both of those guys in the playoffs. Eight laps left. Stage 2. Ryan Newman, another playoff driver, trying to stay in the lead lap in 5th. Probably got about a half a second or so on Ryan Blaney. Blaney's got to get around Denny Hamlin as well. Oh, man. Brendan Gaughan in the way now. Newman tries to go high. Blaney loose off of turn 2. Kept it off the inside wall, barely. Sounds like somebody made contact back there. Yeah, Truex made contact. It looked like with Bowman. Hamlin gets loose. Blaney simultaneously gets loose off of turn 4. My goodness. Newman still holding on. Five to go on the stage. Blaney shoots it into turn 1 under the lap cars, trying to use them as picks. Newman stuck and he falls a lap down. Black Ace, welcome to the stream as well. Oh, car on the wall. Austin Dillon goes around. I believe he blew a rear tire. That's going to end stage 2. Ryan Newman will get the free pass in 5th. And the caution flag will wave for the 5th time here today. Blaney has swept the stages now at Richmond. Had to have been a rear tire that went down because he just completely lost control of that car down the front stretch. So the free pass is going to go to Ryan Newman. There's the top 10 that will all receive stage points here, as we're going to see pit stops once again tonight. Blaney wins the stage, followed by Custer, Kurt Busch, Suarez, Newman, the top 5. Then Truex, Harvick, DiBenedetto, Boyer, and Hamlin round out the top 10. I just have a lot of energy all the time. Never really get tired. Stay hydrated. That's the number one key, too. You gotta stay hydrated. All I drink is water. It's also why I seem to never lose my voice over the course of the stream. I feel like it's because I constantly drink water all day. So Blaney's crew wins the race off pit road once again as the third and final stage is underway. Truex for second place now on Custer. Blaney holds on to the lead, about 164 to go. Blaney up the track, a little bump from behind by Truex, but he hangs on to the lead barely. Custer trying the outside, that's not going to work. 3 wide, further back, Kurt Busch sandwiched in the middle of a couple cars. Custer still trying the outside lane. 3 wide for second now. DiBenedetto trying to get back on the lead lap. Seaman moved to the inside. He's been stellar on the restarts today. And Kurt Busch is fighting right back as well, showing the speed he has shown periodically tonight. He has shown it now, up to second place, just got around to Benedetto. We saw Truex try the bump and run. Will Kurt Busch try it now? Couldn't get a great run off of turn 2. It looked like he got a little too loose. Blaney holds on for now. Blaney goes high. Not a bump and run. It looked like a rub and run as Kurt Busch just kind of ran right across him. And Kurt Busch is taking the lead here at Richmond once again. Blaney back to second. Suarez is in third, followed by Custer and Newman, the top 5. Yeah, first thing I do every morning, I go downstairs, I fill up a cup of water. No matter what I have on the agenda. I go to a lot of sporting events, so I have a lot of souvenir cups that are like 64 fluid ounces, so I'll fill one of those up, and I'm not necessarily like chug it, but I'll drink probably half of it immediately after I fill it, and then have the rest and just pretty much drink out of that all day. If I'm on the go somewhere, I've got some cups with lids on them too that are basically the same size that I'll fill up with water. If you ever see me at a racetrack someday too, like I'll just have like a cooler full of waters once we can bring coolers back. Or like for instance this year, plastic bag, I just put like a handful of waters in there just for me. Extra if somebody else is with me or somebody else wants waters too. Especially with most of the races being under the sun. Obviously, particularly when it's warmer outside, especially in the summer. Martin Truex Jr. for second place. Blaney tried to stay in the right rear corner panel. Got a good drive off turn 4, but Truex got a better drive. Blaney might be able to cross him back over into 1 and 2 as he goes back to the inside again. Truex tries to crowd him. Blaney's got the bumper out in front. He got really loose there off of turn 2. Truex gets tight into 3 and 4. Blaney tries to clear him. Tries to give him a little room. And there's a little bit of contact. Truex hanging on as this battle for second continues. Blaney gets loose in 1 and 2 and goes right around. Backs it into the inside wall. Keeps it going. Caution will wave. And pit stops will be on the horizon once again. Blaney made a pretty good save for the most part, but he did back it into the inside wall. A little bit of damage, but nothing major, and he will remain in the race with very little damage. Kurt Busch led at the time of the caution. Martin Truex Jr. is a lap down all of a sudden. I wonder if he might have spun that, brought out a caution simultaneously. No, never mind. That's right. He was a lap down to the end of the stage. So Truex will get the free pass. Blaney's not going to pit for fuel or tires here just to repair damage. Don't want an unfair advantage there because I did bring out the caution. So here we go. Blaney will lead the field to the green, but he does have a little bit older tires by probably about 10 laps or so. Green flag back in the air. That will make a difference, by the way, especially on this track with a little bit older surface. Suarez for second. Wow, Blaney got loose again. Suarez to second place, and he might be going for the lead. Look at Custer back in the mix again. Now he jumps to second. Underneath Suarez. Blaney loose off of turn 2 still. I think he fixed the damage to the back of the car, so I'm not sure exactly why he's as loose as he is right now. 3 wide. Here comes Kenseth. I believe he's like 2 laps down, so he is not battling for anything significant here other than to get back one of his laps. He's got to come out of nowhere. And Blaney lets him go. Not willing to battle him as much. I guess the problem is, though, now that Blaney's lost the clean air by letting him go, might affect the drivability in the race car a little bit. Ooh, Kenseth got tight, checked up off of turn 2. Blaney back to the inside. Tries to get around the 42 car, 2x2 through the field. Here at Richmond. Bowman, a lap car as well, on the inside line, kind of holding up Custer, who's on the outside, as well as Kurt Busch, who's behind Custer. Newman is the first lead lap car on the bottom, though, behind Bowman. And Blaney again slides in 3 and 4. Around he goes again. Contact there with Newman. And another caution. And Custer's going to take the lead. Very light contact, though, with Ryan Newman. That is a second straight spin by Blaney, just simply overdriving the corners here, and that is now the 6th caution of the race. Excuse me, that's the 7th caution of the race. Truex is going to hit pit road. Kevin Harvick will get the free pass in 7th. Blaney just kind of stepping a little bit over the thin, fine line of pushing the car too hard and not pushing the car hard enough. And haven't really seen him race like that all day up until now. So a couple drivers hit pit road. Truex will now have the freshest tires in the field, restarting in 6th. Green flag back in the air again. Custer leads the field to the green. Truex spins the tires on those fresh tires nonetheless on the outside, so that's a little surprising. Blaney going for the lead again, 3 wide, and he's going to pick up where he left off for the moment, but now it is Ryan Newman to the inside for the lead. Newman will take it over. Kenseth holds the 12 car on the top. Cuts down in front of Cole Custer now to hang on to second. Ryan Newman is out in front at Richmond. Fresher tires than Blaney, but not as fresh of tires as Truex, but Truex is caught in traffic. After spinning his tires on the restart, plus restarting on the outside lane, that definitely hurt Truex quite a bit. Kurt Busch now all over the back of the 12. Newman continues to kind of hit that outside line. He is losing ground to the 12. Blaney for the lead into turn 1. Newman continues to run the outside. Kurt Busch probably going to follow the 12, I'd have to imagine, as they are side by side for the lead here at Richmond. Blaney trying to get the drive off turn 4. He does. He clears Newman. Kurt Busch with a big move. He jumps to second. And now Kurt Busch is looking for the lead again tonight. As Blaney blocks the bottom. Newman trying to stay in the right rear of the one of Busch. Couldn't do it that well, though, as Kurt stays clear for second. We're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time here tonight, as the battle for the lead is on here at Richmond. Thought Kurt was going to try the bump and run there for a second. He came close. Still continues to look low. Blaney's really trying to back these corners up quite a bit. A little wide in 1 and 2. Busch to the inside for the lead. I think he's got it. Blaney trying to hang on. And he just can't do it. That one car is so strong on the short run. Kurt Busch back out in front with 134 laps to go at Richmond. Ryan Newman trying to get back around the 12 car now that Blaney has lost the clean air a little bit. Kurt Busch a little wider entry into 1 and 2. Yep, this is a playoff race here tonight at Richmond. So for anyone that is in the playoffs, which includes the top 4 drivers right now, if they can get a win, they will advance to the next round. Brad Keselowski won the Southern 500 at Darlington. That was the first playoff race. He is in the round of 12. And again, we mentioned at the very start of the stream, Blaney was 46 points to the good coming into this race today after that DNF. At Darlington himself, he did win a stage there, and he has won 2 stages tonight. So that's one thing he's got going well for him here to start the postseason, is that he is running well in the stages. Just got to make it to the end of a race. So far, so good here tonight. Now, he has had a couple spins. No significant contact. Called 48, welcome to the stream. $12 people watching right now. 10 people have hit the like button, so thanks for that. If you haven't liked it already, hit it, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button as well. Help me out as we're on the road to 1,000 subs right now. Again, the goal is to get there by the 1-year anniversary mark of the channel, which will be middle of February. I think that's obtainable. Got a good opportunity to get that in. We do these full race live streams with a realistic broadcast on the daily, as well as other related NASCAR content. In the hopes of jump-starting my young broadcasting career and trying to work my way up the ranks here so I can one day live my dream of broadcasting real races in the NASCAR realm. Blaney's doing a pretty good job not letting Kurt Busch get too far ahead of him. He's only a second and a half behind him. Truex again on fresher tires. I'm surprised he's still in 4th. He hasn't really gained a lot of ground. A lot of variations of drivers have led quite a few laps today as well, so that obviously helps. As far as how interesting the race is going. Hey, I mean, sometimes people forget. I've gotten in the habit, though, lately of kind of hitting the like button under every video I watch, just to help other people out, because I do know how much it helps myself out. It doesn't matter what I'm watching, whether it's something random or NASCAR related. Really, since starting the channel, it's really put me in a different mindset of even watching other videos. Just trying to help them out as much as I help myself. Go back to the normal camera for now. Austin Dillon's still in the race, but he's back in 35th after spinning for a caution that brought an end to stage number 2. For those of you that remember that. Again, we've had 7 cautions per incident. Yeah, Eric Almirola is just struggling. He's only in 38th, mainly because 2 drivers have DNF today. Oh, wow, Kyle Busch is out of the race. So Kyle Busch has exited the race. Didn't even realize that. Not sure when exactly that happened. Wow, that is a tough break there for Kyle, one of the playoff drivers, the first playoff driver to exit. Bobby Carter also looked like he might have blown an engine back at stage 1 earlier today. Kurt Busch caught in heavy lap traffic now, and that lead has dwindled. Got to go high all of a sudden. Oh, Justin Haley cut right in front of him, and Blaney got into the back of Busch because of it. Kurt Busch rather, barely keeps it off the wall. Blaney to the lead at Richmond. Haley just swiped right across the front bumper of Kurt Busch. And when he checked up, Blaney ran right into the back of him. And now Blaney leads. Kurt in hot pursuit right behind him. Blaney washes up the track himself there in 3 and 4. Busch through the middle. Blaney barely keeps it off the wall and barely holds on to the lead. Lap traffic was not paying Kurt Busch any favors over the last couple laps. Pressure is on. Just a reminder as well, tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I was half tempted to push it back, but I'll leave it as scheduled like we were planning on doing the entire week anyway. I'll probably start moving the start times back next week, then I think is what I'm going to go with. But anyway, tomorrow on the channel, we've got the Bristol Night Race at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be the final race of the round of 16 of the playoffs for the Cup Series side here on NASCAR Heat 5. Blaney washes up the track. Kurt Busch down to the bottom. Side by side for the lead off of turn 4. Blaney trying to block down the front stretch now and holds on. And Blaney now stuck behind Stenhouse. Oh, he got right in the back of him. That might not turn out very well. Stenhouse gets sideways in 3 and 4. Makes a big save. Keeps it off the wall. Kurt Busch to the lead. That really checked up Ryan Blaney quite a bit. Blaney trying to fight on the outside. The tires are pretty much evened out by now. If you couldn't tell already, Kurt has about 10 lap fresher tires. Made a difference at first, but now it is a strong battle for the lead as Blaney tries to cross him over. Tough to tell who led that lap. I think Kurt did by inches. And Keselowski going to help his teammate. He's staying high, letting him race to the bottom. Kurt got stuck behind him. And as they cross each other back and forth, now it's Blaney leading here at Richmond. Ryan Berwick, welcome to the stream. 112 laps to go at Richmond. So you're seeing a pretty good battle for the lead currently in the second playoff race for the NASCAR Cup Series here on Heat 5. Trying to get away. Lap traffic has been hectic pretty much the entire night as well. We've had many different drivers that have at least led various laps today. The list includes Ryan Blaney, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr. Pretty much everybody in the top 5 has led a lap. Saw Matt DiBenedetto lead laps early in the race as well. Cole Custer's led laps. Kyle Busch led some laps early on. Also, he's out of the race. Blaney down to the flat there in turns 1 and 2. Actually got it to grip up pretty well. Definitely risky going down there, that's for sure.
You got room to clear that. Stay high, stay high. Clear low, bud. Careful. Still there. Clear low, bud. Stay on the bottom here. Top 3 lead.
That's pretty cool.
Careful there.
Yeah, I don't have anybody that I know that, other than like my friends that I've gotten into the sport of NASCAR, like nobody follows it like I do, so I can't talk like news or anything like that. Really to anybody, like it's just nobody like either nobody cares or understands, or they don't pay enough attention, I guess, to it. So it kind of sucks. It's another reason that's cool about this channel too, is that I can talk NASCAR throughout the course of the night. It gives me at least an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on what race we do, what series every day, to talk NASCAR. So any opinion I have or something like actually feels like it matters now a little bit. Wow, yep, kind of figured that was going to happen. LaJoy gets sideways. He makes a big save too. And we stay green. He made contact with Blaney down the back straightaway, and that kind of hindered his progress into 3. Blaney's now come up to about a 4-second lead on Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick has came out of nowhere. He dominated in Stage 2. We haven't seen him much in Stage 3. Remember, he went off strategy, not pitting for tires under the last caution in Stage 2, so he fell a lap down, could get the free pass position until that last caution. He was able to get the free pass, and not only that, he started at the rear of the field and has driven himself up to 3rd. He is about 9.5 seconds off the lead, but he is coming back. Don't count Harvick out of things here. Very surprising how quick of a turnaround he has gotten, especially again after just getting the free pass under the last yellow. Exactly, Mr. Where Did He Come From? Nicknamed the closer for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. You might see it on full display here tonight. 100 laps to go in this race now. Here at Richmond, 300 laps in the books. Blaney has won the first 2 stages up to this point. Leads by 6.5 seconds on Kurt Busch. It's the longest green flag run we've had in Stage 3 so far. Longest green flag run total that we've had here tonight was about 80 laps, stretching from pretty much that lap 2 caution at the very beginning of the race to the very beginning of Stage 2, as far as going a decent amount of time without a caution per incident. Cole Custer's just gone a lap down. Suarez is in danger of going a lap down as well pretty soon. Truex only a couple seconds ahead of Blaney as well. Haven't seen Suarez lead laps here today, but he has been very close and has been in the top 5 for most of the day. Again, currently 6th now, but he has been strong all night long, qualified in the top 10. Don't count him out of it yet. We saw Harvick come from a lap down up to 3rd all of a sudden, so still just less than 100 to go. Plenty of time. Although these laps will wind by quickly with it being rain on a short track. Truex stuck behind Austin Dillon. He'll go a lap down. He was a lap down earlier in the race as well. In fact, at the end of stage number 1, he's fought back. He's led laps today as well, but now he's a lap down once more. in that 5th position. So Blaney has now lapped all but the top 4 cars. Hamlin was just trying to shake Blaney right there as he tries to keep from going another lap down, but that obviously ended up failing. Surprised Hamlin hasn't been up towards the front more often here today. Really, since Daytona, he has struggled. Blew an engine there. Ended his day. Didn't run very well at Darlington. He had a decent run. He came in with a lot of playoff points. Finished 2nd in the regular season standings, but here today, again, he's running all right. Enough to make it really out of the round of 16 if he just does that again at Bristol. But for Richmond being one of his better racetracks, did not expect Hamlin to kind of struggle like he has here today. At least as far as running outside the top 10 goes. He's been outside the top 10 most of the night. We haven't seen green flag pit stops yet today. We could see them before long. Not sure exactly how far these tires can go on a full fuel run because we haven't gone a full fuel run yet. And currently that right front tire on Blaney's car at least is down less than 40% of wear remaining before it would blow, so go maybe another 40 laps on fuel. That would take him to just less than 50 laps to go in the race. And, well, never mind. We got a caution. So that changes that strategy. Caution's out once again. Happen again. Harvick is right in the thick of things. Doesn't she have her own Twitch channel too? I think I've seen that highlighted. So pit stops are coming for likely the final time today. Wow, Blaney loses a bunch of spots on pit road. 3 of them. Kurt Busch will win the race off pit road. Harvick 2nd, green flag back in the air. Harvick's pit crew's been on it all night. Oh, Busch spun the tires a little bit. Blaney pushes Harvick ahead, and Harvick's in the lead, but Harvick couldn't hold the push. He gets loose, and he loses the lead immediately. More contact between Blaney and Custer as they get loose. Kurt Busch hangs on out in front. Blaney sandwiched 3 wide in the middle. A crazy restart here. And Kurt Busch tries to drive away from Ryan Newman. Blaney got tight 1 and 2 that time as well. DiBenedetto to the inside. I think there was a little contact between the 8 and the 14 on the top. Thought DiBenedetto was going to take it 4 wide there for a moment. Backed out of it. Blaney still sandwiched in the middle. Has to be careful. Still got to make it to the end of the race. Suarez now just moves the 12 car up and out of the way. Oh, now they are 4 wide. Harvick out of nowhere on the top side made contact with Kenseth. Kenseth slid into the wall now, and Kenseth's around. Caution will wave again. 9th time tonight. My goodness. Yeah, I did not see that. Yeah, Haley Deegan's running full-time truck series next year. So Cole Custer will get the free pass in 6th. Kurt Busch will have his big lead off the restart dwindle down to nothing as we'll rack him and stack him again. And we'll have about 78 or 79 to go when we go green. Kenseth went around after contact with Harvick and Ryan Blaney as they were 4 wide off of turn 2. He lost control of his car, though, in 3 and 4. A lot of it had to do, I'm sure, with the contact that they made down the straightaways. But, well, we saw 4 wide again at Richmond. First time since really the opening laps of the race, and it didn't work. Green flag back in the air. Oh, Blaney trying to find a hole. Nowhere to go. He's trapped on the outside. Harvick for the lead underneath Busch. Kurt goes high. Truex now for second. Harvick to lead off of turn 4. And Kevin Harvick is out in front here at Richmond. And now Harvick goes high and Truex might take the lead. He did at the line at least. Hasn't cleared Harvick yet. It's been a while since Truex has been out in front, but he's got it now. Martin Truex Jr. was won at this place a couple times in the last couple years. Has now gotten himself out in front. Kurt Busch, who restarted with the lead, is now back to 4th. Might be back to 5th here before long as Blaney's trying to get around him. And he will. In turns 1 and 2. He'll clear him easily. Suarez back into the top 5. Or sorry, no, Suarez is a lap down. My bad. Forgot he got lapped there during that long green flag run at the beginning of the stage. Oh, man. 96 not giving a lot of room to the cars to his inside. 3 wide. Blaney's going to have to let Busch go for the moment. And Truex is slightly pulling away from Harvick. Truex with just 1 win on the year, but it came at the end of the regular season at Dover just 3 races ago. Blaney could not stake the bottom that well all of a sudden in 3 and 4. And Suarez is able to take advantage of it and go underneath him. Can't make a pass though, and now Blaney's caught on the outside behind Kurt Busch as well, so he's not even able to run that well up there. He crosses over the 7th place car. Suarez back to the bottom again, and he still can't get the car to rotate. Yeah, that's cool, Tim. You can send that to me. I'll probably take a look at it sometime tonight. Yeah, I honestly didn't even hear about it until you just mentioned something. Blaney rockets now to the inside of DiBenedetto. Kurt Busch got caught behind the 21 car. Able to get up to 469 laps left here at Richmond. A 4-second lead from Truex back to Blaney in 4th. And Truex nearly has a 2-second lead on Harvick. Oh, gotcha. So that's probably why he had a good idea of what went down. That's pretty cool. Blaney for 3rd underneath Newman. In 3 and 4, clean pass, nice and easy. Truex now into lap traffic, at least with the back marker cars. Harvick closes the gap to about 1.5 seconds now. Truex has lost a little bit of the clean air. And we haven't seen him lead laps since real early in the race. Back in stage 1, in fact. So for him leading right now, it's been a long time. It's been a couple hundred laps or so. There's a third driver out of the race, by the way, as well. Didn't exactly see who it was. It could be Matt Kenseth. He brought out the last caution. I'm not entirely sure. No, Denny Hamlin's out of the race. Wow. So that must have happened under this green flag run all of a sudden. Denny Hamlin, our second playoff driver, is out of the race. Came in as the number 2 seed to the playoffs, and that is not what he needed going forward. 0 stage points tonight as well for Hamlin. It's unbelievable. Again, I'm doing the points myself for the schedule. It means the game has crashed multiple times throughout the course of the season at the end of a race, and that and calculating the stage points for when we DNF, because the game doesn't do that on its own. Just want to make sure all the points are accumulated. I will have the lineup ready to go by the time we go to Bristol, so at the start of the race tomorrow night, I will go through the running order and tell you who is above the cutoff line, who's below it, how many points, and then we'll keep an eye on that going forward tomorrow. It's going to shake quite a bit with both Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin lacking the points today, especially Hamlin. As mentioned, no stage points, where Busch at least had stage points in both stages, but not going to get a great finish. Jackman Attack, welcome to the stream. I think I saw that somewhere. I'm not really a big Star Wars guy. Never really got into it. I don't know if my dad told me that, and that's how I found out about it first, or I just happened to see it on the internet. Blaney's ran down Harvick for second. Sends it into turn 1 for the position. And they're still side by side. Down the back and into turn 3. Well, that wasn't the one that he did, like, way back when he jumped over the harbor or something, was it? I remember him doing that in a sports car, or not a sports car, but like a... Well, I mean, it was a sports car. It was almost kind of like a rally car. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a race car, but sportier looking. So I remember him doing that. I don't know. That's probably, you're probably talking about something recent, I'd have to imagine. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out then. Truex lead is cut down to about 1.5 seconds again, but this time it is Ryan Blaney in second place now. Bryce Kenseth didn't pit to repair the damage after bringing out that last caution. It doesn't feel like we've had as many cautions as we actually had here tonight. We've had 9 of them for incident. So we're actually getting kind of up there. Travis Pastrana himself is just a wild guy. For sure. That guy will do anything and everything to put on a show. If it has wheels, he'll attempt to do it. Truex is still getting through the lap traffic pretty well, though. That's what's helping him out, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to hold on because Blaney's car has been so great on the long run all night long, and you're seeing it again here. 50 laps to go now at Richmond. 350 laps are in the books. And the lead is now just a half a second between first and second place. Both of them in the playoffs, both looking for a free trip, a free spot to the round of 12 with a win here today. Big run now. Blaney to the inside. Drove it in deep. 3 wide underneath Austin Dillon, who was all the way on the outside. And they are side by side for the lead down the back. Blaney tries to outbrake Truex in 3 and 4, and he does it well. Truex with the crossover. Can't quite get back underneath Blaney. Blaney to the lead with 48 to go. Blaney looking for his 11th win of the season. And for redemption after a failure to finish the Southern 500 last week. Meanwhile, Kurt Busch is back to 4th place. He just got back around Ryan Newman. Harvick still 4 seconds off the lead in 3rd. I think I remember that he raced in Monster Jam. I remember there was a Nitro Circus truck. I don't really follow it now, but I remember when I was a kid it obviously caught my attention, and I kind of somewhat kept up with it too. I used to keep up with Supercross quite a bit too, during the wintertime especially, because there was no other real racing going on at the time, so as soon as NASCAR was done, I was watching indoor Supercross, Monster Energy Supercross at the time. That was when Chad Reed was still running. I don't know if he's still around. Shane Stewart was winning championships at that time. Him and Dungy were. That was pretty fun to watch. I couldn't tell you who really. Maybe Ken Roxon's still around. I think he was new when I stopped watching. One second lead now for Ryan Blaney at that point in the long run where he is pulling away from Martin Truex Jr. These guys are good to go on fuel to the end of the race. That last caution came out with about 82 to go. And these guys can go just over 100 laps on fuel. Reed still runs. Man, he was getting pretty old when I stopped watching at that time, I thought. Custer's just gone a second lap down. Ooh, little contact. Blaney with gone. Just a slight bit of contact, enough to almost spin the 12 car right around. And all of a sudden, he's only half second ahead of Truex again, but then Truex got caught behind the 8 car of Tyler Reddick. Blaney again kind of clipped the apron. Trying to keep it off the 00 as well. He does. Truex has really closed that gap. Now he is all over the back of Blaney. Fight is not over yet. Between first and second, Harvick still 5 seconds back in third, and a big gap. About 9 seconds in between third and fourth, as Kurt Busch and Newman have just been going back and forth for one another for that 4th spot for a while now. And we have another caution. And by the way, Custer was on the lead lap. My bad on that one. And he'll remain on the lead lap with the yellow. Daniel Suarez is going to get the free pass in 7, so he's back in it too. 37 to go. That's our 10th caution of the race tonight. And it looks like there is at least going to be the race leader heading pit road of Brian Blaney here. So Truex will restart from the lead. Similar situation to where we saw Dale Jr. have late in the Xfinity race yesterday, only this time Blaney has a fast car and Ryan Newman just stalled on the restart right in front of Blaney, so he couldn't get a good launch on the outside. Oh, contact! He came down into the 42 of Kenseth again. Truex goes high. Harvick to the inside for the lead. Kevin Harvick back out in front. A little contact with Boyer. Tried to fit up the middle. There wasn't enough room. Boyer goes sideways in the center of the corner. Saves it. More time lost for the 12. Boyer now gives Blaney a lot of room. 32 laps left here at Richmond. Wow, Kurt Busch has heavy damage to his race car. Custer gets loose. Slide job. He's up to second. Now trying to block Blaney on the inside. Look at Kurt Busch. 3 wide now for third. Blaney sandwiched between Truex and Busch into turn 1. Now up the middle in between Custer and Busch. Blaney trying to cross over the one of Kurt Busch. Now he goes to the inside as he was stuck on the outside for about a lap and a half. Blaney easily takes over the second spot. I'm surprised Kurt Busch is running as fast as he is with that damage to the front of his car. I think Newman had a little damage to the front of his race car as well, and that might have caused him to stall out on that last restart. Harvick's got the track position for now. Can he hold on? Track position versus tires at this point. We'll see what's going to pan out better. We are under 30 laps to go at Richmond tonight. Next Thunder 04 stream is going to be on Saturday at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Blaney for the lead. He's got it again into turns 1 and 2. Oh, slid up the track. But Harvick's not close enough to capitalize on a crossover move. Ryan Blaney back out in front again at Richmond. Took him a little longer than what I think he wanted, taking those fresh tires, but he's back out in front again with 27 to go. Took him almost 10 laps. It's one thing after another and another crazy restart nonetheless. Yep, at noon, I believe, or sorry, no, not noon. I believe we have it set for 5 on Saturday. I think, wait, I gotta, hang on. No, it is noon, yeah. So noon Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, I forgot. I was trying to remember if my sister had a basketball game that Saturday or Friday, and it's Friday night. So that's why we're running it Saturday afternoon, and then Friday evening will be the Xfinity race at Bristol. 25 to go. Now he's just hoping that we don't get another caution. Kurt Busch is slowly starting to reel in Harvick for second place again. Lap traffic will be on the horizon in a couple laps. Oh no! Well, there's another caution. What'd I tell you? I forgot to do it again. At least we didn't DNF that time. Unbelievable. At least it wasn't a huge mistake, but that is going to bring out another caution. That's our 11th caution of the race now. Unbelievable. And we're going to stay out of the pits. Blaney's still in the lead, so we'll just have to stack them back up again. Blaney still got the freshest tires. We almost made it. We almost made it to the end. I meant to change that out at the stage break like 150 laps ago, and I forgot. No big issue there. So we're going to have 21 laps to go when we go green. It'll be Blaney on the inside, Harvick on the outside. DiBenedetto gets the free pass, but he's still 2 laps down in 8th. And that is our 11th caution of the night. Green flag back in the air here at Richmond. Blaney tries to take off on the restart. Not heavy damage. Hangs on. Got a great drive getting through the shifts there. And as long as he hangs on off of turn 4, I think he'll be able to start to drive away again. It'll be 20 laps to go this time by at Richmond. Short track racing on a Wednesday night on the channel. Ryan Blaney, with a win, will advance to the round of 12. And he won't have to worry about what goes on in the Bristol night race. It'll be his 11th win of the season. It'll give him 5 more playoff points for the next round as well. Kurt Busch, meanwhile, up to second as he just got around Kevin Harvick. Give themselves a track position in case we get another caution. Blaney's car got really tight now with that damage to the front of his car. He's obviously kind of struggled with it being a little on the tight side in 3 and 4, but in 1 and 2 now it's almost not wanting to turn also. Talk about damage though, look at Kurt Busch in his car. Got plenty more damage than what Blaney's got right now. These guys will still hit lap traffic before the end of the race if we stay green long enough. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles one final time in today's race at the start-finish line here. 16 laps to go now. A 1-second lead for Ryan Blaney over Kurt Busch, followed by Kevin Harvick. Daniel Suarez back in the top 5 up to 4th. He just got the free pass under that second to last caution with 37 to go. He's back to 4th, and then we got Martin Truex Jr. rounding out the top 5. It was only about a car length or 2 behind Suarez as they battle for 4th still. You do get another caution, and pit stops play a factor if more drivers decide to pit. Kevin Harvick and his pit crew's been on it all night. They've probably been at the top. Blaney and Kurt Busch, they're 1-2 right now, but their pit crews have kind of struggled throughout the course of the race. Blaney's really struggling with that race car now. Still got a pretty decent gap over Kurt Busch. Harvick is really fading now. He's about 5.5 seconds off the lead. And despite the fact that Blaney's had a fast car on the long run all night long, you got to give credit to where credit's due here with Kurt Busch right now. He is hanging in there about as well as he can. And we'll see how heavy this lap traffic's going to be now. Oh, car in the wall, spin, oh, in the air goes David Reagan, huge crash. Oh my goodness! Huge crash off of turn 4. Reagan goes around. In the air he goes. After contact, I believe, from Austin Dillon further up ahead. We have another caution with just 10 laps to go. Wow. That's probably one of the worst crashes we've seen on this game. Right in front of the race leader. Got on the brakes enough to miss Reagan, who was barrel rolling down the front stretch. Blaney missed to the outside. And we're going to have another restart with about 7 laps to go now. So here we go again. After another caution. My goodness, our 12th of the race. We're one shy of tying the record. Green flag back in the air. 7 laps left. Blaney's car is still on the tight side. Kurt Busch is there. Six to go. Blaney just can't get that car to turn right now. He's got the clean air advantage. That's going to help now. They won't catch lap traffic again. I believe David Reagan is the driver. Yeah, David Reagan is out of the race. No surprise after that accident. About a 1 second lead now for Blaney over Kurt Busch. Ryan Newman's up to third now. Harvick back to fourth. Suarez rounds out the top 5. He's trying to fend off Truex. Blaney almost got the wall off of turn 4. He's pushing it hard. 4 laps left. Nobody on the lead lap pitted under that last caution. Yeah, that's another thing, too. How that even happened at Richmond, of all places, too. That was insane. Oh, Blaney in the wall up at turn 2. Still pushing tight. Had to get way out of the gas that time off of turn 4. 2 to go. Kurt Busch still a second behind him, though. He wasn't able to really capitalize on it. Kurt running a little higher. Blaney unintentionally running higher. Again, he just can't get the car to turn. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go here at Richmond. It has been an interesting race to say the least, especially as this thing has gotten closer and closer to the finish. But Ryan Blaney takes the call with fresh tires, much like Dale Jr. did in the Xfinity race, and it works to his advantage. Blaney wins at Richmond, and he's going to the round of 12. The second Penske driver now to clinch a spot in the round of 12, following his teammate who won at Darlington of Brad Keselowski. And now they're hoping maybe Logano can get the win at Bristol. Blaney will get the win here tonight at Richmond. And now for the Polish victory lap. Around this 3/4 mile short track. Blaney, this is not one of his better racetracks in his career, but he won both stages and the race here tonight. That's going to give him now 7 playoff points. Going into the next round, which includes Vegas, Talladega, and the Roval, maybe the toughest round of the 4 as far as wild card races go, but obviously this one Pretty tough as well with a lot of unique racetracks at Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol. But nevertheless, for Keselowski and Blaney, they're in to the round of 12. 10 more drivers will join them after the Bristol night race tomorrow. And again, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard start time for that one. Here on NASCAR Heat 5 for the final race of the round of 16 for the Cup Series. Take you through the finishing results to today's race and see where the other playoff drivers finished. 12 cautions total in the race today. Quite a few of them, especially at the later portion of the race. Pretty much from stage 2 on is when all the cautions happened. We only had one caution in stage 1 for incident. Ryan Blaney again with the win, sweeping both stages and winning the race. Kurt Busch will finish second. He was in the top 5 all night. Kevin Harvick come and went throughout the course of the race. He does finish third. Truex finishes fourth. Ryan Newman rounds out the top 5. Suarez with a solid run finishes in 6th. Cole Custer another solid run, especially for rookie, 7th. As the 7 drivers finished on the lead lap. Matt DiBenedetto was pretty much quiet all night, but he was in the top 10 all day. Led laps at the very beginning of the race. In fact, led the opening lap, and he finished 8th. Clint Boyer 9th, and Matt Kenseth will round out the top 10. Other playoff drivers, Byron 11th, Bell 12th, Bowman 15th, Elliott 16th, Keselowski 17th, but he's already in the next round as we already mentioned with the win at Darlington. Logano 19th, he was pretty much right around 20th the whole race. Next playoff driver in the running order was Eric Almirola. He was awful all night. 21 laps down, finished in 36. He was way off the pace. And the only drivers that DNF were those drivers you saw late. David Reagan with a nasty crash off of turn 4, barrel rolled there. He did not finish. Denny Hamlin, another playoff driver, and he did not get to the end of the race. Kyle Busch, also another playoff driver, finished 39th. He did not get to the end of the race as well. He did get stage points, at least in stage 1. Hamlin did not get any stage points tonight. I probably should have gone back to the replay of the Reagan crash. I can't go back to it now. I went too far. I didn't even think about it. Otherwise, I would have. So that is the running order there. And again, I will do the points myself as I have all season long. So we will have the point standings updated when we go to Bristol for the start of the stream tomorrow. Again, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time there. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do these full race live streams of the realistic broadcasts every day as I am on the journey to one day hopefully living my dream of broadcasting real races within the NASCAR realm. So subscribe to help me out and support me there. Also, you can support me on Patreon. I have that account up. Link will be in the description soon after the stream ends. Again, I got to edit the description because this was take 2 because we had some audio issues when we originally started the stream. So link for that will be in the description in probably in a couple minutes here. And then also, you can follow me on Instagram at KeeganSchneider_YT. So follow me there. And that's pretty much going to wrap things up. Again, 5 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, Bristol night race, final race of the round of 16 for the Cup Series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Also hit the like button on your way out. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.